Hi there, I'm Remington from Impulse Creative, and what I'm going to do today is show you how the HubSpot sales tools work and compare them against Yesware. So as we jump into Gmail here, what I have is I have the HubSpot sales tools, HubSpot Sales Professional to be exact, installed in my Gmail account. So you can notice with my Gmail account, you can choose your individual users here. I have Jackie on our team, who is in charge of business development, in my two. And essentially what happens is by utilizing HubSpot, and this is where a big difference between Yesware and HubSpot Sales comes in, is by utilizing the HubSpot CRM as well as HubSpot Sales, as soon as you put in contact information into the two, you are now able to get access to all of that templated data that you could send to that individual. That meaning their company name, their phone number, and all of that. And that is all typically off to the right over here in the sidebar on screen. So when we're digging into an actual email, the key benefits of a tool like Yesware or HubSpot Sales Pro is that you can send an email that is templated. You can also, one of the larger features is understand when someone is coming through and seeing said messages. And so what we have is we've got the tool right here as a Chrome extension, and that Chrome extension will show you all the activity. It'll show you the overall highlights of what's going on, which include CRM and website activity if you have HubSpot marketing tools. And then you also get to see how many emails have been opened, how many emails are unopened, and of course it allows for you to figure out what kind of follow-up you need to have. You can also see intel on documents people open, which is a very big differentiator between Yesware and HubSpot Sales, and of course meetings, which we'll get to in a second. So this HubSpot Chrome plugin is very, very fully featured. So when we look at templates, sending a templated email is as easy as 1 or 2 clicks. So you can see we've got different people who are creating templates. And if I was to go into a final, we'll say a kickoff meeting with the video, what we have is we have specific emails that have templates, and you can do everything all the way through, including an actual video in the template sequence. This allows for the video to autoplay and essentially drops the subject line in and adds any personalization. For instance, Jackie being here, it would be dropped in from the CRM. You can also choose other templates and then modify them, and it would overwrite and of course follow up on the individual message. So that's templates. You can insert templates. They can be team available. So from an organizational standpoint, as a sales manager, as a marketing manager, you could be dropping in these assets into your team's template repository so that they can all be accessed and updated together. You also have sequences. Now sequences are fantastic. Think of them as a time-released option for multiple templates being sent. So what we have here is we've got our 2018 goals, for instance. When we choose 2018 goals as a sequence to send, you can choose when to send the follow-ups, and then of course you have your individual emails. Now the sequences are quite incredible because 1, it's automatically going to pull in any personalization that you've defined in the templates, but 2, it's going to automatically integrate right into the CRM and can give you the opportunity to also show recommended actions such as tasks. So you can choose to send the email immediately. And then of course you have the option to scroll through here, and as you're sending this to a specific contact, you can assign tasks or give yourself reminders within the system so that it reminds you to pick up the phone and call, or it reminds you to discuss something with someone else. So as it goes through with each of the options here, you'll see that we have the ability for threading, and this is another defining feature that places HubSpot Sales Professional above Yesware, is the sequence emails that follow up will end up threaded inside Gmail or other email clients, allowing it to seem like you are sending those emails one-on-one, which in actual fact you are. You're just getting some assistance from the platform. So as we scroll down, you can see we've got another task here, and so you can drop in tasks to have you or force you to follow up, and you can have any of that personalization that we were talking about prior. So this is sequences. Now, you can choose which email you want to start with. And then, of course, you can also choose the time, and you can send follow-ups at recommended send times, and those send times are delivered where they have the highest open rate for that contact. So if you're sending a bunch of emails, the system is going to identify that. And of course, you can also set this so that it only sends on weekdays, which is set by default so that you don't mess up in regards to sending messages and expecting replies on a weekend when you're not actually working. So that is sales sequences. The next thing is documents. Now, documents are a really great tool because what you can do is you can drop in case studies or examples of things that you've done. And when you drop in a case study, it is going to provide a hyperlink that links over to the document. And now when you do that for the documents, it's doing two things. One, it is continuing the analytics for you to be able to read in and see all the individual details and how long someone has viewed a particular document. And it also, and you can set this at the document level, make it so that if it gets forwarded to someone else, that person can view that document but has to provide their info. This can be a really great way of showing case studies or sales sheets and making sure that you know who is viewing that information. This is a fantastic tool, and of course you get notifications as soon as they've opened the document, as soon as they've visited a specific page on your website, and anytime that prospect comes to your website in general. Of course, you can turn all of these on or off. The final piece here is meetings. Now with meetings, meetings is a pretty powerful tool. By hooking up your HubSpot Sales Pro subscription to your calendar, with Gmail or Office 365. Now what you're able to do is you're able to connect calendars and set up your own availability. So if I was to click in this and actually view the availability, I can show you what it looks like in another tab. Essentially what's going to happen is they're going to receive a link to your calendar, and it shows your availability based on the times that you have defined and the framework of when the soonest time that they can reserve a time. And of course they have some options for time for a 30-minute meeting, time for a 60-minute meeting, and you can click through and see the times that are available throughout your availability. This automatically syncs with your calendar, and it can be a great way of reducing the back and forth about times that work. Now, one of the big things about meetings is you also have the option to set group meetings. Now, this is, again, another big differentiator versus Yesware. The group meetings allow for you to have a meeting. Maybe it's with a sales manager, or maybe it's with a system engineer, or in a lot of cases, just having a secondary person in a meeting. What you can do is you can click that specific meeting, and if we went to that, this is going to show the availability across 3 different calendars in this example, and shows that the next available time that we're all available for 30 minutes is Wednesday, October 24th. So in this example, this would show when we're all available together to have a conversation, and of course allows for even more back and forth being eliminated through the meetings tool. Once the meetings are set, then everyone would get a calendar invite and an email saying that the meeting's been booked, and it can be a great way to follow up and make sure you got meetings lined up. Now, another tool, this is a little bit smaller. If you have a lot of questions that you typically go through with clients, you can be writing a custom email, and you can just hit your snippets, and if you repeat a lot, you can just drop in the individual content here, and what you can see is it will just drop in the blog. You could do a blog article link. It could be a link to a frequently asked question, or it could be, just a phrase about how you talk about meetings. You can create snippets for your entire team and share them throughout your organization. Now you have the option to both log and track the emails automatically. Because Jackie is from Impulse Creative, it won't allow her to be synced into our system because she is an employee of Impulse Creative, but it would you can choose to automatically set the logged feature, which would send the email to the CRM so that it's logged in the system. And you have the ability to turn on tracking on and off, which would allow for you to see every single time that the email is opened, if a link is clicked, or any other information throughout your email. So that's the big features for HubSpot Sales Pro in the Gmail interface. Now you can also do all of this functionality from within the HubSpot CRM, and the ability to start being able to identify, who's doing what and measure the effectiveness of these templates and those kinds of things. And all of that being within one contact timeline in the CRM is incredibly, incredibly valuable. So that's it for this walkthrough of Yesware versus HubSpot Sales Pro. The key things to remember is you can get threaded email sequences from HubSpot Sales Pro. You can get access to templates, sequences, documents, group meetings, individual meetings, and snippets for your emails, and that's all through HubSpot Sales Pro. While Yesware can do a lot of these features, Yesware compares to a lot more of what the free version of the HubSpot Sales Pro tools offer, and for the value and for the price and how it can integrate into HubSpot and or Salesforce for that matter, it can be a really great value to your organization, and you can start seeing some more results quickly. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Remington at Impulse Creative, or reach out to us on our website at impulsecreative.com.